You know, the next one is Barb, okay. Barb, Scott, and Dolly, you guys have, this is culminating about a 28-month project? Barbara really did, yeah, and the department heads and everybody else. And before I read this resolution, it was such a global project, and we even had the code book. That's how big the code book is. All right, I mean, it's big. Luckily, we were getting rid of most of those, and it's mostly online. People like to look at it on their laptops and things during the planning board, zoning board, but meetings. It was a global project. I would be, I don't want to have be perceived as things falling on deaf ears. Public hearing back on the 6th of October about this. The only comments that were made were about Section 220, the Green Space Program, Charlie.
Yeah, 220, yeah.
The state discontinued.
152, I think it was.
Yeah. And we had at the time, a dozen years ago, when the state discontinued, maybe 25 properties that were in it. And by design, they were allowed, if they were in it for 10, 15, 20 years, they didn't just stop being in it, they tried to finish their...
We discontinued any new additions to the program or the contracts. Obviously, those contracts that are still in existence will continue until they sunset. The last one, I believe, in 2025.
I think it's down to 8 properties or something, I don't know. But, so like I said, I've heard everybody that was on the 6th here about the green space aspect of this. I heard what was said tonight. Gail, what you said really resonated with me is that, to be able to reference a code as you have 5, 6, 8 years left in it, if the code portion goes away, Charlie, I don't think that would be a problem. Like Donna has already got those slotted for our assessor for.
No, if it's still in the code, obviously you make reference to it. It probably is not a bad idea, because if somebody who is in the program seeks to develop the property, the codes would still apply, because there are provisions that deal with penalties and taxes, and that's right in the code. So there's still
we're removing that part of the code that pertains.
I guess I was of the impression we were not removing it. That was not the case. It's still going to be in, right? No, I don't think we're removing it. I think maybe there's a misconception that we are somehow, I don't know, taking the program away. The program ended in 2007. It was a long time ago, 2010 or whatever it was. But we had a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
But in any event, it's still, there's not a problem with the language as is remaining in the code.
Okay.
And it still will be applicable as long as there's one property still under that program.
Right. And I'll follow up with Donna just to make sure, because I know it's down to single digits properties that are left, and some of them have 2 years left, some of them have 5 years left. There's not many years left because it went away. So, all right. Well, with that being said, does any of the board members have any questions before we do this resolution? Okay. Well, I make a motion to authorize the enactment of Local Law 3 to provide for the codification of the local laws, ordinances, and certain resolutions of the town of Webster into a municipal code to be designated the Code of the Town of Webster.
Second. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gutaldi? Aye. Councilman Abbott?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.